Great coach inspiring you, and you got the ball to your superstar running back who I met yesterday, and I want to tell you he's a handsome guy, but I wouldn't want to tackle him. Saquon Barkley. Where's Saquon? He's good. I got to know him a little bit. I offered him a ride on Air Force One because I was coming down. And usually they say, no, I don't think so. He said, I'll take it, sir.
It's a shame that here in America, as a black man, as a black person, other people feel the need to judge your actions if your actions don't line up with the community. If your actions don't line up with black culture. If your actions don't pass the smell test to allow you to come to the cookout. It's a shame that black people, we are the only ethnicity. Now, I know there's some other stuff that goes on in other ethnicities. I know in the Asian community, there are certain things they frown upon. In the Hispanic community, there are certain things they frown upon. But I'm speaking from a black community perspective. There is so much groupthink in our community that has been pushed down to us to stifle any kind of growth, any kind of free thinking in the community. So much so that if you do anything that violates the cultural norms that black people are supposed to do, you are now persona non grata to black folks. You've lost your black card, you're a coon, you're a sellout, you're all these kinds of things. And sorry, YouTube, I hope you don't take that part out. But yeah, I had to say that word because it's frustrating. Because when you see these things happen to people who are making decisions using their own agency, who are not bothering anybody. You have black folks online that want to castigate them and castrate them and call them all kind of names. So who am I talking about? Well, Saquon Barkley had the audacity to play golf with Donald Trump. And that made some of the Negroes mad on social media. And before I get to that, another thing that makes a lot of Negroes mad is because they don't have any resources in place to prepare themselves for financial stability in the future. Well, don't be one of those Negroes. If you have a retirement portfolio, please take it upon yourself to incorporate gold and silver and other precious metals into your retirement portfolio. Go to thebiblicalconservative.com/gold to download a free resource that talks about how you can incorporate gold and other precious metals into your retirement portfolio. You can click on the link in the description.
What a nice guy he is. I wanted to race him, but I decided not to do it.
So that is Saquon Barkley getting off of Marine One with President Trump after playing golf with him in New Jersey. Now, you would think that in America, people can be free to do what they want and other people just not bother them. What is the irritation of Saquon Barkley playing golf with President Trump? Well, if you black, that is violation number one. You cannot be seen in the same presence with Donald Trump. If you are, there's something wrong with you. If you are even appearing to be somewhat hospitable and gracious to the President of the United States, recognizing the office of the presidency, you are now, like I said before, no longer welcome at the cookout. You've lost your black card. You've lost your blackness. You're no longer black because you had the audacity to play golf with the president of the United States. So Saquon Barkley had to respond to the craziness of the responses that he received online. So this is what he had to say. LOL. Some people are really upset because I played golf and flew to the White House with the president. Maybe I just respect the office. Not a hard concept to understand. Well, sorry, Saquon. In today's climate and culture, especially as a black man, people don't understand that concept. He just golfed with Obama not too long ago and look forward to finishing my round with Trump. Now, y'all get out of my mentions with all this politics and have an amazing day. You would think that would squash it. Nah. That's one response. You see that? That's one response. But this is one of the main ones that I have seen on a recurring basis. His wife is white. What did you expect? And see, that is what is at the crux of this. People are upset with Saquon Barkley, and they've been upset with Saquon Barkley ever since it came out that his wife was white, and his wife happened to say some stuff back in the day, which was wrong, using the N-word. Now, I know a lot of black folks that use the N-word all the time. All the time. People listen to rap music that has an N-word in it all the time. But you don't come against these debaucherous rappers that call people N-words and call women all out of their names. But you let some white girl who was probably just responding to something, and it was wrong. She didn't use the word either. But you let some white girl, this random white girl that you mad at, you're not mad because she used the N-word. You mad because she married to Saquon Barkley. That's why you're upset, and that's why you're mad. So they compared Saquon Barkley, who went to the White House, with Jalen Hurts. Now, if you've been around this channel for a while, you know I like Jalen Hurts. I went to Bama. I'm an alumni of the University of Alabama. Jalen Hurts is probably my favorite quarterback that's been at Alabama. So I like Jalen Hurts. And so I was disappointed when Jalen Hurts decided not to go to the White House because of scheduling conflicts.
Are you planning on visiting the White House next week? Got it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Now, mind you, it should be an honor for anybody to get invited to the White House to participate, regardless of who's in the office. If I had the opportunity, and I disagree with Joe Biden, I disagree with Barack Obama, but if they invited me to the White House and I had the opportunity to express my displeasure, which you may not have the opportunity, but just to get the opportunity to go to the White House is a privilege and an honor because you respect the office. What is so wrong with respecting the office of the presidency? Where did that notion, when did that happen? Oh, it got thrown out the window because you don't like Donald Trump. It got thrown out the window because you claim Donald Trump is doing stuff to black people. But you gotta understand Jalen Hurts. See, Jalen Hurts is married to a black woman, and he has an all black female agency. This brother made a smart move for himself to not go to the White House. Because as this young lady says, some black women have been utilized by the federal government to sabotage and destroy the black community.
The majority of black women are not queens. You are paid government agents. You are empowered, but not in the way that you think. You teamed up with the government via government assistance, child support, legal filings, and they weaponized you against your own community and your own men. They sold you on being strong and independent, but really they just isolated you and set you up for further manipulation and failure. The system didn't for you. It actually programmed you to fight against your own, disrespect your men, and not respect your elders. You traded family for funding, and while you celebrate your freedom, your house just is slowly burning down, actually rapidly. Unfortunately, you're not raising children, you're actually programming them. Your daughters are repeating the same cycles as you, becoming baby mamas, involved in sugar daddy culture, whole culture, all of the above. And then your sons lack leadership, discipline, and self-control. So just no order at all, just all dysfunction, emotionality, and rage. You became the perfect weapon to inject the dysfunction right directly into your children, so they don't have to do it because you're doing it for them. But then you brag about your degrees and how you're the most educated and independent and strong and how you guys can take care of yourself, but your children can't read. Can we make that make sense? And as long as you keep choosing the system over black men, you'll remain a non-player character. A program bot running on a government code, just raising the next generation of slaves. And this is why you lead in obesity, single motherhood, least likely to get married, least desirable, most likely to raise a criminal. It's because you're a product of the very system that you think you're outsmarting.
And you see, that's the thing. When you really boil it down to what's really going on, the reason why people are so upset with Saquon Barkley is not because he decided to go with the rest of the team to the White House. It's not even that he decided to fly on a plane to golf with President Trump. That's not why they're upset. The reason why people are upset with Saquon Barkley, because he had the nerve to marry a white woman. That's the same issue that a lot of bitter black women and simp black men can't wrap their minds around, because in their warped mentality, blackness is above everything. It's the same reason people are getting upset with black Christians who said they're not going to the Sinners movie. It's the exact same thing. It is that God of blackness is the worship of blackness. That black is king, and you have to do whatever it takes to fight for your blackness. And if you do anything, if people get a whiff of anything that seems as if you are disregarding your blackness, then you are no longer welcome in black culture. Well, I'm glad, because I am a Christian and I love God, and I want people that have biblical Christian culture. People that don't get upset at an American making a decision because it's free will to play golf with the president of the United States. You people are just bitter and angry. Seriously. You got to let that go. People got to let that go. The Bible says, if you regard iniquity in your heart, God will not hear you. And you need to stop going to these church plant churches with these church plant pastors that are pumping you with this poison of hate. It is leading you to destruction and is making you a victim. That is their whole plan, to make you a victim. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.